Welcome to the Jen Cares powered by Chozen Live podcast, a podcast that brings the community to you. Each week, we feature a guest that will help us stay in the know. We are here every Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now here's your host, Jen Cares.
Oh my, good evening and welcome to Jen Cares powered by Chozen Counselors. I am your host, Jen Cares, the founder of Chozen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. Friends, can I just be honest with you? I was already inspired, motivated, and empowered and strengthened before hitting that live button on tonight. And I hope that when you join in, you feel that as well, that you feel the love, that you feel the joy, that you are encouraged to keep on going on in this thing called life. You know, I done got some tears out already, some more gonna come. Why? Because that's what it's about. Sometimes we gotta release some things, let some things go. Why? Because our theme, life be lifing. And though it seemed cool to be a kid, we can't be a kid forever. We got to grow out of that. And when we grow out of that, we find out that, hey, maybe I can stand up on my 2 feet. And tonight we're going to talk about that. I hope you enjoyed last week. We had Steve the Legacy talking about act and grow. He had so many great nuggets. I hope that you did enjoy it. He was talking about using no as a vitamin. Friends, if somebody tells you no, you use it as a vitamin to keep you going. I also heard somebody else say no meant next opportunity. So don't give up on yourselves. Trust and know that it can work out for you. He also shared how school, judges on our grades and things, but life judges us by our actions. So friends, let's be careful what we're doing, making sure that it's lining up with who we want the world to see us, with who makes us feel good, okay? We're going to get on into this segment. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. Put your seatbelts on. I got my notepad and my ink pen because I like to take notes and nuggets of wisdom to help me continue on in this journey called life. But help me welcome the amazing Juanita. We're going to talk about the cost of me. Oh, friends, I hope you're ready. This is about to be good. So we welcome Miss Juanita.
Welcome. Hi. Wow.
Oh, how are you doing?
Jen, I'm doing good. I am doing good. Yes. Thank you for caring. Thank you.
Yes. I am so excited to get into this conversation on tonight. This whole month has just been really great because our theme is life be lifing. Because life, we're going to get into it. But, let me go to our quote of the day because we always start with a quote of the day.
Yes.
And today's quote of the day is, if you have the ability to love yourself first.
Yes.
Again, if you have the ability to love yourself first. Yes. What are your thoughts on that quote?
That's a powerful statement because we think we love ourselves because we get our hair done, we get the eyelashes and the makeup and finest of the finds, but inside you're tore up, you're not happy, when you go in the house and shut the door, you fall apart. But when you begin to love yourself, you begin to know your value and who you are and what your worth is, and you don't settle, you don't just accept anything, and you just live freely. You live a life that is free. Whatever comes, whatever goes, you're free. And so that's loving you who you are.
Yes.
So I love that. I've read that a few times, today and reading over your notes. I said, yeah, that's real. That's a real statement.
Yes. I love that because, we could beat our face and look real good. We can get our hair done and look real good. We can put a hat on it and nobody knows what's going on underneath it.
I know.
We could put a girdle on or foundation is what I call it to pull some things in.
Yeah.
But sometimes we got to pull that back and deal with what's underneath there.
We have to deal with it. Yes.
And so many times we don't want to do it. Why do you think we don't want to do it?
Because reality sometimes causes us to have to change. Looking at reality causes us sometimes to have to say, oh, that was my fault.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. You just hit me with two whammies. First you said I got to change. Then you said it was my fault. Now, ma'am.
Yes. And we don't want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time when my daughter was young, she's 36 now. We was in a car and she would start a conversation. I would finish it. And she was like, Mom, you're not always right. What? I'm the mother skirt. What? But I'm not always right. I do mess up. But I'm mature enough now to be able to go back and get it right. Go back, repent to God, or go back to whoever he sends me to say, guess what? That statement I said was wrong, or what I said was wrong. So if you're not mature enough to take responsibility for the things you do and the things you say, you're not in the process of wanting to change, or as much as you might say it, but you're not ready for change.
Because we don't like change.
No, we don't. No.
I mean, who wants to change? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if we talking right, we're going to, again, friends, we had some good conversations over here. We hit the nail on the nose. Yes. If I could put on the foundation, they could pull it all in and I look good, why should I have to go to the gym?
Why?
But after a while, that still gets uncomfortable. You got to always have it on, right?
It's uncomfortable.
You know?
Yeah. But we're so used to being uncomfortable. We'll sit so long in uncomfortability that we think that it becomes normal. It's a normal part of our, like, without that lean or without that limp, I don't know who I am. But as long as I got the limp and you can recognize me, as long as my head is twisted, you can recognize me, I'm good. But when I begin to make a change, all of those things come off of you, all of those things. And so they don't have nothing to identify you by but the new you. And so now you're becoming new. Now who you think you are? I'm who God created me to be. Finally created me to be.
And that's the challenge too, right? Because now you're trying to embrace this newness, and everybody was like, no, because I remember.
And the truth is, I remember too, but I don't have to live in it anymore.
Come on.
I remember it to help the next sister along who might be coming through it. That's, if I have to remember, is to let her know I have done that. I live it. That's the only reason. But I don't have to live in that anymore. God has cleansed me. He has forgiven me. He has given me the opportunity to go straight, go forward.
Yes.
With my mistakes and with the ones I'm going to make. He said,
with the ones I'm going to make.
If I want to change, I'm going to stick and stay. I'm going to just stick and stay. I'm going to make this change no matter what it takes. I'm going to make it.
I love it. Friends, thank you all for joining us tonight. Good evening, sunshine. Good evening. Hey, Mama Wanda. I love you, Mama Wanda. Yes, that reality change. We don't like it, sis. We trying to embrace it. But we don't always like it.
We don't.
And good evening, friends. As always, I have prepared some questions to guide tonight's topic, but we kind of just flow and vibe and just ride with it, because I really believe that whatever comes up that needs to come up is what's coming up to be able to help and encourage us all, right?
Amen.
So, thank you for joining in on our conversation. Please add some comments, add some questions. Be sure to share it with a friend as well, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. But, in our theme of being life be life, and I couldn't wait to do this one. I had like theme of I want to be a Toys R Us kid, and like we got to go back. Like, what was your favorite thing about being a kid?
It was being a kid. It was playing in the dirt. It was playing jacks. It was sliding down the hill on, when it snowed, on a trash can lid. Yeah. It was, running behind the Mr. Softy truck when you heard the bells. It was being called to the porch when the street light came on. It was really it was your mom doing your hair. I told you earlier, we had the 3 ponytails, and when we got to a certain age, she told the hairdresser, "Oh, give them a bang now." So we thought we came down the street like we was, grown now. But it was being a kid. It was not having to worry about what the bills were. It wasn't about worrying about the gossip and it was just getting up. In our house, as you got to a certain age, getting your chores done and outside.
Yes.
Laughing with people. And if you had an argument with somebody, 2 minutes later, y'all walking to the store together. It was really being a kid. And oh God. And my thing for me that has kept me is just the love that was in my house.
Yes.
My mom literally walked us to the bus stop in the morning, all three of us. It's 7 of us, but the last 3 of us was myself, Ethel, and Pastor Bird.
Okay.
And so we all walked to the bus stop. If one was going to be late, we all was going to be late.
Yes.
She met us coming home from school with dinner ready. You sat down to dinner. As you wasn't going outside with a sandwich in your hand. And if you had homework and you didn't get it done before the lights came on, you was just in the house. But the structure and all of that was being a kid. You know, people walking by waving at you because you got to be in the house and they still outside. But it was the joy of being a kid.
Yeah. Wow. And that part you said of people walking by and waving because you're in the house, and quiet as it's kept, you kind of had the better part of the deal.
Today.
Because you never forget those memories. I never forget I was on punishment when you started a fire in the neighbor's backyard. That neighbor thought I had nothing to do with it. Bless our heart, Miss Ridley. I had actually taken out the matches. Nevertheless, got in trouble, right? But then I was on punishment, right? So, but the punishment wasn't too bad. Why? It was more time with my mama. I didn't go outside, but I was in the house. She had to deal with me because I was in there with her. But that interaction, that structure is so lacking, if I'm honest, in today's society because it's not as prevalent as it was when we were growing up.
Not at all. And I like the word you said, the structure.
Yeah.
The structure. It was the structure.
Yes.
You know, your parents worked or they were on welfare. There was a structure.
Yes. Yes. And we missed that. But yes, being a kid was fun. I mean, we had no bills. Mr. Bill is the most faithful man I ever known.
Come on. Most faithful.
I'll be trying to break up with him, but he don't want to break up with me.
Right. It can be rude sometimes, you know.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So, in reflecting on that, was adulthood what you thought it would be?
No. My first apartment out, I was evicted.
Okay.
But my mom was like, "Come on back home, precious." Because I was like, "Hey, what? This my last one. I gotta give it to." Woo! I know this not what I want to do. Like and then then I become responsible. Then I'm back out again. I got another apartment. I'm working it out, and now you working to pay somebody. And okay, that's fine. You want to mature. You understanding that I got my own. I'm doing it. But then the world just becomes, there's the anger of people. There's the racism that's really, active out there. There's the jealousy and envy. And so no matter how you try to walk it out, you have to stay focused enough not to let it get you. And so it's like, wow, what happened to, remember we used to play jacks. What happened to us jumping rope together? Now, you busting in line because you don't got time to wait. You cut me off on the road because you got to get to the next light before I get to, I never thought that you couldn't say to a young lady or somebody that, might have, oh, Precious, you too sweet to be, cussing like that. Oh, for what? So they could cuss you out. Like, I would have never thought it would have been. Right. I mean, parents back then, I could be coming home from the school bus, and if I was doing something wrong, 3 or 4 parents might have talked to me before I got to my house. And told my mom they had talked. But now, I would have never thought we would be in these days. Never.
Yeah, and that was saving grace too. I joke about Miss Ruth. She lived across the street. She was sitting at that window. She knew everything that was going on at 103. And it was safety in that though, because somebody's looking out for you, somebody's caring for you. And then sometimes it was that neighbor that I didn't know, and they just called my mom like, "Yeah, my friend said da 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 da." Like, what neighbors out here being nosy? But again, the care and concern that they had, where like, "Hey, let me grab her before she goes too far," because getting into something. And then Peach said about racism, I think growing up, we heard stories. Sometimes didn't believe it. We thought it was real, but didn't know it was real until we encountered it ourselves in some extent, And as things continue to happen, it's like, oh, okay, this is how people really feel. You can't really help people. They don't really like you. And you have to, another part of the life be life is we got to deal with that. We got to carry that on our shoulders. And
you have to respond differently. You have to respond differently. This season and the way things are, you truly have to have the love of Christ to respond in the love of Christ. Because like you said, some stuff do hurt. Some stuff like, well, just because I'm standing here, or just because the color of my skin, or just because of this, you have to know who Christ is enough to be like, God, you got him. And not, kill him, Jesus, kill him. But God, show them who they are.
Yes.
Am I part of their getting saved? Am I supposed to say something different?
Yes.
And that's growing up. That's part of our change, as we were talking about earlier. That's God is calling us to speak more, to say more, to evangelize more. Okay. But they just cussed me out. Yeah. They finish. Say, okay, now can we talk? Now you got your part out. But do I really love Christ enough to realize that he loved that person enough to bring them to this moment with us? This moment might be for us just to tell them.
Yes.
There is a God. But we have to mature into that place because of who God is in our life.
Yes.
We working on so much stuff. Sometimes we like, I ain't got time to worry about them. And Lord, he's like, no, you take care of my business. I got your business.
Yes, the love of Jesus. And it's interesting when you say, kill him, Jesus. That wasn't my thing. I'd be like, Lord, can you give him diarrhea? And then I was like, Jennifer, I don't know that that's really right either. I don't want no harm. I just want to help them get cleaned out, because something is clogging up the pores, clogging up the situation. They need to let that go, But then, like, it is, like you said, like that prayer of like, God, maybe they're having a rough day, What words can I share to like brighten them up and things that sort? Because sometimes we have misdirected anger where they're cussing you out and they're not even mad at you. They're just mad because their boss made them stay later or something happened that caused them to respond this way. And granted, after a while, the hope is that they're able to manage those emotions a little bit better, that they have some emotional intelligence to know when their mood is shifting and changing. But until they get there, us supporting them. Why? Because we've been there too.
Yes. And God is trying to show us what we really might not be finished struggling with ourselves.
Come on.
You're like, oh, you want to cuss me out? Let me. Oh, you that's not out of you yet.
Yes.
So sometimes he's showing us through what's in us. Like, okay.
Yes. Like, oh, you being nasty. Oh, that's not out of you yet. I gotta keep on. So in coming from the joys of being a kid to embracing what adulthood looks like, which is totally different from what we thought it was. We just like, I'm gonna be grown, I'm on my own, I'm gonna have this. And like these bills come, you gotta take your responsibilities. It's not, no, you can't go out and eat all the time. It's food at home. We understand that a little bit more now too. But the responsibilities that you have and things, and all those challenges, those weights, those different things, what has helped you to stay focused?
I know everybody expecting me to say it, and it's been Jesus Christ. It's been being connected to the right church that loves you and that is concerned about you, not just your spiritual, but your physical, your mental. It's Jesus. And when I say that, see, I got saved in high school, but I didn't know what it meant. Truth is, Jen, I got saved on a Sunday, and Monday I cussed a girl out for something that happened. I didn't understand what took place. I just know they said I was saved, and they almost got frustrated with me. And I just remember the picture because it was one of the little holiness churches. They wanted you to speak in tongues, and I was like, "This, I'm tired, and I sweat." And so they was like, "Okay, well, you saved. You just go ahead. You'll get it."
Yes.
And so, but it was when oh my God, when you begin. I got through that phase of my life, but when you really want Jesus and you get connected to the right place that God has set you in to set you up for all that he has under the right pastors that love and care for you beyond you.
Yes.
Gifts and all of that, but they love you to see you become all God has created you to be. That was the difference in my life. I remember going, Pastor Byrne, she called in, I was just going through everything. And she called and she said, I'm going to this Bible study over here at this church. You want to go with me? And in my head, I didn't say it to her. I said, if I don't get something today, it's nothing. It's just nothing out there. And I went that night to that Bible study, and I was so glad. It began to put a fire in me that when I came home, I was like, okay, this got to be it. This got to be it. There got to be more to this. And so as I began to go to church, I went to a few different churches, and I was getting pieces here and there. There was things, but when I got to the church that God had already predestined for me, and already had me part of the process, it has changed my life. I've been part of TTW for over 20 years. And I'm only here today is because of what God has done and what they have seen in me that I didn't even see myself.
Yes.
So when you become a part of a church that you can be a part of a women's ministry, that you can grow together, when you can be a part of a church that is evangelizing and going out when you can be a part of the church that corrects you. See, I've been set down in ministry. Like, can I talk to you? Down for a month.
Yes.
Because they wanted all of me.
Yes.
And so that has been the difference. I know people say, I know he's going to say Jesus. I'm telling you, the reason I'm here today, the reason that I laugh heartily, the reason why I stand in the things of Christ is because of who he is in my life, who he reminded me of who I really was. Like, because I didn't know who I was. You have gone through that's what really the book is about. It's like trying so many different things and to find out what you really like. And when you really find out what you like, none of it was what you done put yourself through. None. And so my thing, like, it was, my God, coming to the church, coming to Jesus, coming to Christ first, and then coming to a place that wanted to build you from the inside out.
Yes.
So that you could be all that God called you to be. So, and I'm excited about it. Is it hard sometimes? It is, but it's so worth it. It's so worth the peace that comes with it, the joy that comes with it.
We're going to talk about the hard part, but I like this. I want to sit here for a second because, and friends, I know Chosen Counselors is about the whole person, but our motto, one of our scripture bases, we do have scripture base because, I love Jesus and I like to talk about him when the door opened, and the door has opened. So let's go in. One of our scriptures, our base scripture, it comes from 5:16. 5:16, my birthday, so I always keep it tied in. But it says, Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to God, so your Father in heaven. So we're letting the light shine tonight. And we're going to give glory to God tonight because she shared a piece of having a good church. And I know Easter just passed, and I know some of us went to church because it was the holiday. We wanted to be with our friends and family and things of that sort. And you may have visited a different church or went to your church, but something changed, something shifted. And it's so important to be somewhere where you feel that you could grow.
You can grow.
Where you feel like you're getting what you need.
Yes.
Where you're getting sat down sometimes because you still got to keep yourself together, where you're getting uplifted sometimes because they're trying to continue to help you to grow. And it was funny. One of my pastor friends, he posted today, I once was lost, but now I'm found. He said this was while being saved and in church, because you can get lost right in church. And if you're not in the right place where they're going to cultivate you, but what happens is we don't get what we want. So we want to leave.
And this is good, Jen, because see, people have come to believe, let me check off church. But church not only helps you with your spiritual, but helps you financially, get your finances in order. It helps you become the parent that you're called to be. It helps you to walk out the things that God has really given you in life. He said, see, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. So you have to be balanced. And so the church is a place to balance you, to let you know who God called you to be as a parent, and who he called you to be as a husband, as a wife, who he called to be as a child of the Most High God. And so it's just not, I got the word. They taught this on Sunday. I'm going home and live crazy from Monday to next Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm back. I got the word. No, it's to balance your life throughout those days. I'm a better mother. I'm a better employee.
Yes.
They talk about like how I'm a render to Caesar. What's due Caesar, and I'm running to work late all the time.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, they know I'm coming. That's all part of the package that comes with you being part of the kingdom. You being part of what the church that God called you to. So you can be fulfilled in every area.
Yes. So friends, I'm hoping that if you are connected to a church, that church is meeting your needs and giving you what you need. And then if it's not telling you to leave the church, seeking God to gain clarity if you should leave or if you should stay. Because sometimes what she said, we got to do some changing, and sometimes it's our fault. Excuse me, and we don't want to embrace that, right? Because it's not going to always be our way. We're not the pastor.
Nope.
We're not.
Nope.
You know, you can go and start your church, but friends, be careful what you ask for. That's a whole nother beast, okay? We talking about just being saved. You want to be saved, then the pastor, God bless you, okay?
Amen. Come on. Amen.
You be a member. I promise. You being a member, you're going to make it on in. You let your light shine, you're going to make it on in. But you trying to do too much can mess you up. And it's so critical that, you know, we have this conversation with God and we're like, God, what is it that you want me to do? Where is it that I'm supposed to be going? Because when life is overwhelming, if I go to the rock that is higher than I, he's going to help me.
Yes.
He's going to bring me higher.
He gives you such a peace. And, you know, I would say that scripture all the time, the peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yes.
And I was just saying, you know, but when you begin to get into this word and divulge in there and God, what are you saying to me? You'll understand what the peace is. It could be chaotic everywhere else around you. It could be chaotic in your house at the moment, but you got the peace of God because you're trusting.
Yes,
you trust him, and you know you have a network. You know, if something's going on, you can call and you can get prayer. You can call and get answers. You know, wow, it's,
I love it.
Full package. It's a full package.
So now let's go to this hard part, right? Because we say it's Jesus, but sometimes it gets hard.
Yes.
And I was sharing with you that on Sunday, my pastor's preaching on secret things and how it's sometimes stuff that you want to do, that's a good thing, but God is saying no. Yeah. And when life is life and you feel like, what if I could just do? And he's like, it's not even bad for me to walk to the store. You're right, but I don't want you to walk to the store.
That's right. Yeah.
It's not even bad for me to go on that trip. I know, but I don't want you to go on that trip. And sometimes he is protecting us from danger seen and unseen, but we don't see that. And we're like, well, what's going on, Jesus?
We've not yet died. We've not yet died because, you know, if I constantly say, Father, I trust you. Father, have your way. Father. And then Father says, it's like, okay, we'll put that over there. And if it don't work, what I'm going to try, then I'll come back to that. And he said, no, he said, I am the way. I am the truth. And, you know, I was saying to you, Pastor Davis, really preaching, you know, can you really handle, you know, the resurrected Christ? You know, are we living pre-cross or post-cross? He didn't put his life on layaway. He got to go back and make payment. He paid it all.
Yes.
So do I live in that freedom of what he's done for me? He's already died for me. He's already died that I'll be healed. He's already died that I'll have everything that I need pertaining to life and godliness. Do I believe it? Because what the issue is what I really want. Like, I want that. I don't need it, but I want it. And so sometimes that becomes bigger than what God has already supplied.
Yes.
He's already supplied everything we need. And when I got that revelation, and let me say this, I've been in church for you, but when I got that revelation, you will trust him. You will trust him beyond what it looks like. You will trust him beyond what everybody's saying. You know, we talked about, I'm 59, I'll be 60 April the 25th. And I still talk about being married. I still talk about celebrating 25 years with and I mean it. Girl, you'd be 60. You don't even know why you're still looking for a husband. I'm not looking. He who finds a wife, he's looking for me.
Yes.
So you can tell me that God is still preparing me. There's still some stuff needs to work on Elder Juanita.
Yes.
And when he comes, I won't take him out and he won't take me out.
Come on.
This season, like, I have to, and see, it's what we say, Jen. It's what we say. If we speak life, guess what we're going to have life?
Yes.
You speak death, that's what you're going to feel. A couple of months ago, it probably was the beginning of the year, the whole day I just kept saying, God, I'm tired. I'm tired. And I was working because I work from home. Come downstairs, work from home. And I just kept saying all day, I'm tired. That evening, by the time I got to go up the steps for that night, I could barely make it up the steps. And what the Lord said to me at the bottom of that step, you've been just saying all day, you're tired. You're so tired. And I was like, I know I speak life, but it gotta be all the time, not just when you want it, not just when I need something, but I was like, I'm not gonna say that again. And if it comes to my mouth or my head, I like, don't say it. Don't
Yes. Yes.
get yourself up, go move, go do something. But it's what we can have what we say, but we don't believe it all the time. If I know I'm saved only because all I had to do was accept him and say I believe that he died for me. I'm saved just on those words.
Yes.
Why can't I believe his words to say that I can lay hands on the sick and raise the dead? Why can't I believe those words that he says that I can speak to the mountain and it must be removed? Why can't I believe that?
Yes.
Wow. It's like, and I'm talking to Elder Juanita, like,
yeah. And I think sometimes we get caught because we feel that we say it, but it didn't happen right away.
Right.
And we become impatient.
Yeah.
It was like, well, God, what's going on? You told me to pick up that stick and it turned into a snake real fast. However, you taking a long time over here, Father.
Be like, Lord, my stick done grew into a tree. I thought I
See, you understand what I'm saying here, you know? And we get frustrated in that. But if we just trust him, his timing, and I gotta tell myself this all the time too, because there's some things that, you know, I desire and I want, like I shared with you too. And either it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. But what won't change is who God is in my life. I'm still going to trust him. I'm still going to love him. I'm still going to be sold out for him. I'm going to cry because I'm human and there's still some stuff that I want. There's some good stuff, some bad, not bad stuff.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying, friends. Yeah. You know, it's some good things that I want, but it might not be good for me is what I'm saying. And I have to be able to trust that if I'm trusting him, if I put my life in his hands.
Come on. Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes, friends. This life be life, and it's hard.
It is. It is.
But
the peace and the joy of Christ, like when we really understand what the joy of Christ really is about, we can walk it out. We really can walk it out because I trust his word. He knew the end before the beginning. He knows everything that I'm going to walk through. Like this day alone was predestined.
Yes.
To the foundation of the world. Tomorrow, he told me not to be anxious for anything.
Yes.
Like he said, you know, I got your daily bread if you can just trust me today.
Trust me today.
So I can't think about what I'm going to eat tomorrow because he said, if you just trust me in this day, this day. And see, I'm so busy worrying about what I don't have. I'm 3 weeks down the road and he's like, today.
Yes.
The day that the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice. And I can't rejoice because I'm thinking about next month.
Come on.
I'm thinking about the end of the month. Oh my God. You know, I don't get paid again until then. And then this God said today.
Yes. But can I tag on that? Because even in today, we still want to prepare for tomorrow. Because what happens is we get caught in today. We say, oh, I can spend my money today. It's okay. Tomorrow's coming. Tomorrow might not be coming. So make sure that we do have some life insurance in together. Making sure that we did take something out to cook it for dinner the next day. So we do our little steps, right? But not worried about tomorrow, doing what we can for tomorrow because God will make sure to take care of itself. We just got to work on what's in front of us for that day.
Maturity. We're growing up. We're growing up. We're growing up to the things of Christ. And like I said earlier, you know, your church should be able to help you balance your home.
Yes. It's some good comments over here. Let's see what they're talking about. But Sis Belinda, she said, yes, we see the corner, but God sees around the corner.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes, Belinda. Thank you. Yeah.
Because we can't see around the corner.
No.
We need some extra gadgets to help us to see around the corner. Because even if we look on Google Maps, it's only going to show us when that picture was taken. It's going to show what was there, but things may have changed.
Right?
That's good. Yes. Hey, Pastor Bird, Pastor Dave, they 1 and 1 anyway, whichever one it is. We love you. Come on, find a wife. And that's big too, because we go looking for some stuff that's supposed to be finding us.
Yes.
We just supposed to be prepared and waiting.
Yes. Yeah.
And then this was good too. He said, salvation came through his words. And like you said, if I keep saying I'm tired, but if I
could barely make it up that steps. I said, it's what I said all day.
Yes.
So can you imagine flipping that thing saying, oh, I can have this, oh, I believe. And it makes a difference.
Yes. And yes, it definitely grew into a tree. And sometimes it feels that way, but guess what? Oh, God is great. Because even though that stick turned into a tree, guess what? A tree bears fruit.
And
So you
sometimes that's all
waited.
God is trying to see in us is your fruit.
You waited and it wasn't in vain. You're still reaping benefits. That tree can feed you. They say teach a man how to fish. No, fish for the guy, they only got a meal for the day, but teach him how to fish, it goes for a long time. So if I got a tree, that tree gonna keep on going. It's gonna keep on giving me apples, keep on giving me oranges, keep on giving me grapes, whatever else come from trees, and I'll be good. But if we put our life in his hands, this is so good. This is good. This is good. Now, we talked about the hardness and we talked about the benefits, but let's also talk about this piece too. In this life be lifing, in this trust in God, in this elders, in this sold out for God, where there's sometimes that you want to throw in a towel.
Oh, wow. I think that's why my run became so hard for Jesus, because there was a time when I truly, and matter of fact, it's a part of a chapter in the book. I wanted to take myself out. I was facing so much, and I had been saved in high school, but I wasn't living it, didn't understand it, and I was, oh God, I was trying to do it myself, just trying to do it through me. And I was coming home one day from work, and I've been at PNC 25 years, so this has been well over 25 years, almost probably 30 years ago. I was coming home from a job that I worked in Exton, and driving. I never forget my little blue Toyota, and I had worked late, and I was driving down 202, and there was a big tractor trailer in front of me, and I said, you know what, I probably was going home to see if they had put an eviction notice on the door. Just so much was happening, and I was like, what happened if I just run into the back of that truck and just end it, and the Lord spoke so clearly. He said, who's gonna take care of your daughter like you take care of her? They always say, she's spoiled, and who gonna take care of her? And I mean, it was just that, nothing about, it was no light, just, and I remember getting up on the back of that truck and going around. And if anybody know 202 is always traffic, It was nobody in the lanes when I swerved around. And I came home that day, and I think this might even been around the time Pastor Byrne asked me to go to that Bible study. And I don't know, in my heart, I don't know if I would have ran into the back of that truck, because I wasn't, in my head, I wasn't suicidal. I was just tired. I didn't want to face another bill and come home and look for another notice on the door. Come home and or see another check that didn't match. And so it was from that point on that I realized, I think it was around that time that Pastor Brown asked me to go to Bible study, that there was more to life than what I had. And that in order for me to see it, I had to go to it. I had to be a part of something. So we would start going to that Bible study, and then things start happening. I was anxious. Okay, it's Wednesday. Let's go again. And then Pastor Dave and them began, their church and everything. But that was the lowest time for me. And I, trying to, wanting to find love, and it wasn't working. And then oh God. And so that day, and I never had that thought again. I never ever thought about hurting myself in any form again. It was I just had came to a place where I think it was a place where God needed me to see. There's so much more out here for you. Just at the right time. So when I started going to the Bible study, I went hungry. See, that incident left me hungry. Like, okay, if it's more, okay, I got to see, where is it more? So please, when I get here, let them teach, let them talk. Don't let them say consecrate. And it became a hunger. And so, and I thank God for that moment, because some people don't come out of that moment. Some people would have went into the back of the truck. So, you're here now, and it's not about money now. It's not about you being married. People just not happy, and they taking their lives. So that was my lowest moments. Christ, I just like, it's just up now. It's just, just up. And so that was my lowest moments for me.
Friends, so I said I like Jesus, so we talk about him sometimes. social worker by trade, so I'm always connecting somebody with some resources, but also a therapist. Why? Because we talk about normalizing mental health, right?
Yes.
Well, she said some key words here. She said she wasn't suicidal. She was just tired, right? And sometimes we feel like, well, I'm not thinking of harming myself and things sort, but when we get to a place of being tired, because life overwhelms us sometimes, we feel like we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We think, what would happen if I go off this cliff? What would happen if I drive into this truck? And then the enemy starts to play with our minds, oh, they won't be worried about you no more. It'll be a relief and things of that sort. And he wants to take you out. And thank you, Belinda, for your honesty. I've been there. Pastor Bernie, yes, we all have been there. And the thing is, us being honest with ourselves, so now that when we feel like we're drowning, that we cry out to somebody.
Yes.
That we cry out to somebody. There is more, friends.
Yeah.
And life does get overwhelming. I can't tell you how many. I remember as a young child wanting to harm myself because I felt like, it'd be less stress on my mom, or maybe I wasn't, built to be in a world because I was different. And sometimes when you're different, it causes people to respond to you in a different way. And sometimes you don't have the capacity at such a young age to be able to take that on. But thanks be unto God, I am still here today. But then there's other times I'll never forget. I was with I was an armor bearer to my pastor that went on to be with the Lord. And when I was driving her, she was going to minister, and the enemy was trying to talk to me, not just trying to get me, trying to get her too. And I was like, now, wait a minute. You could try to get me off my game, but she ain't going nowhere. She got some work to do. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, I got some work to do too. Yeah. And you got to believe that you got some work to do. So you got to cry out to somebody.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody. And if you go to a person, because this has happened too, and they not giving you what you need, they encouraging you to stay in that pity party a little while longer because they get something too, you drag them to somebody else. Yeah. As you both go to get some help from somebody, again, therapy, it can be covered through your insurance. If you're working, you can get it where it's, based on your income and things of that sort. Based on your job, they have an employee assistance program where they're always offering, counseling and things of that sort, because sometimes we need somebody to talk. So you got to go somebody, go to somebody, go to the pastor, go to the elder.
Definitely. Yes.
If you feel like, you want to start there, start in the church. And to my churches that are listening, because we got to be prepared and ready when they do come.
Yes.
We got to be open to know that mental health is a real thing. The enemy bothers us, but it's also a battle that's going on sometimes in our minds that we really need that support with. So again, get help. Go to somebody.
Yes, that's good.
Cry out to somebody.
Yes.
They say a drowning man don't care who saved them. They just want to be saved. Don't be that person that was on the roof saying, God, I was waiting for you. Well, I sent a boat, but God, I was waiting for you. I sent the airplane. God, I was waiting for you. I sent this.
Yeah.
Amen. After a while, you're going to go down. You don't have to go down. Cry out to somebody that you need help. Because again, it's not that you're being suicidal. It's not that, have been, whatever it is, get some help. Being tired from being overwhelmed with the stuff that's going on, tired from just not getting enough sleep, tired because that baby won't stop crying, you feel like, tired because you feel like you keep on trying to make ends meet and it ain't working, tired because you done pay the bill, ain't had nothing for yourself because you're trying to adult, tired, frustrated, heartbroken. That guy, that girl broke your heart could cause you to be tired. Like, is it going to come around? Is it not going to come around?
But thanks be unto God.
Thanks be unto God. If you cry out, I promise you.
Always causes you.
I promise you. Because he uses people. He sent this live to you tonight.
Yes.
He sent this live to you tonight. And then he'll call somebody to come and have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Not even knowing what's going on with you, but to encourage and strengthen you. But you have to be open.
My God.
To hear the words that are coming out of their mouths.
I love it.
You got to be receptive.
Wow.
It will come.
It will come.
It will come. You just got to open up your ears. You can't be so crowded in that tiredness. You got to be able to hear, like, even though I am tired, even though I am weary, even though I am overwhelmed, God, what are you telling me in this season? What do I need to do?
Yes. Yeah.
Whew.
Mm-hmm.
That's my soapbox. I pulls it out sometimes because I got to tell myself that too sometimes. I was sharing about the word from Sunday. He was also talking about how, like, sometimes you kind of just want to be like, all right, can I just leave this? Again, it's not bad things we don't want to do all the time. We just like, is it something else I could do, God? Do I have to still do this?
Yes.
Is there another path I could take?
Wow.
But again, if we lean on Jesus.
Yes, that's good.
Friends, if you're tired, be sure to reach out to somebody. Send me a message. You know, I have some people that I send an encouraging word to, encouraging thing to say, have a good day. And those small things can mean such a big thing to some people because they're tired. So they got the encouragement of, wait, God, you're concerned about me. You love me. You care for me.
Yes.
Be kind to people, and the kindness comes back.
My God. Yes.
The altar is open. If you're tired, just put your hand up. We'll say a little prayer for you. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because life is life. And we just did taxes. Some people owe stuff. Some people didn't get nothing back. Some people got a credit, didn't get a credit, don't have it to pay back. And as soon as you feel like you get on your good foot, something steps on a pinky toe. And like, what in the world happened? Or you hit that elbow and it doesn't feel like a funny bone, it really hurt because it's like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
Friends.
Wow.
Friends.
Thank you.
Friends.
Thank you, God.
In that, you wrote a book.
I did. Yes.
And I bought dinner at the cost of me. And friends,
wow.
When I read that title alone, I said, God, at the cost of me. And then at the top, it says, don't lose yourself in the process. And I want to get into all that, but how did this book come about? What made you write it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was having a 3 o'clock in the morning conversation with Pastor Byrne, which is our time. You know, we're 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We might, she'll text me, you up? And now I'm up. And we was just talking, and I was telling her, like, I was really ready to start dating. And this was a couple of years ago. And I said, you know, I want to start dating and everything. And I said, because I done it so wrong, so long. Brought my own, you know, brought dinner every time I wanted to go out. And she said, that's a book. And I said, I bought dinner. So, you know, we finished the conversation. We would go on. And she was like, you know, that's a book. I brought dinner. Yes. And so, you know, I was like, yeah, because I pay for them. I was like, I want to go to dinner. And they were like, I ain't got no money. I'll pay for it. And so we finished that conversation that morning. And later on, whatever our conversations was, she always would go back to that. And so then as I started thinking about it, I was like, I brought dinner. And then the Lord gave me at the cost of me, because you don't realize how much you lose of yourself when you're in the wrong place, when you're in the wrong position. And so as I began to write it out, she just encouraged me. Her and Dr. David encouraged me. They actually wrote the foreword on the book. And it's just really my life. And it's really some of the funnier things that happened in my life that now I can go back and laugh at. But during the time, I was crying in them. I was crying. And as she, you know, started talking to me, she said, what would it be like? I said, well, you know, I was sitting down at the laundromat and I watched this young lady come out with all these bags of clothes. You know, she had, and it's a man sitting in the car. And I didn't know if it was a boyfriend, father, brother. I didn't care who he was. But just the fact that the cart was weighing over and he just popped the trunk from inside and she unloaded all the bags in the trunk, put the trunk back down, walked the cart back over, gets in the car. He never once got out the car, never once helped her. They pull off and drive. And I said, I don't know if she mad, but I'm mad.
Yep.
That he didn't help. Or I seen, you know, women, you know, you run into the car, it's raining, and he in the car, and you gotta wait. They ask, unlock the door.
Yes.
I should have already been in the car. I should have been the priority. I should have already been. So, you know, as I began to talk to Pastor Byrne and began to just put those in place of what was taking place in my life.
Yeah.
I knew now that I wanted the door open for me. I wanted to be put inside first, protected first. In a safe place first. Yes. I want you to open the door for me. I don't care what position women are in and how you could be the CEO, CFO of company. We're women. We have those emotions. Yes. You want to be treated like a woman. You want the door to be held open. Yes. You want your seat to be pulled, you know, back. You know, so those was the things I started writing about, you know, and then I just put some of the things like when I went to college, the reason I went to college, following a gentleman. Got there and things happened. Then just realizing, just the different things I was doing, and it was all trying to look for love. And then, I had to realize God started speaking so loud to me. One of the chapters, it talks about how everything that he was talking to me in a bullhorn, and I would be turning around like, do everybody else hear that? But it was God making it loud to say, he's not saying, oh, I'll be back because I love you. He's saying, I'll be back because I know you're going to be the only one open the door for me that time of night. So it's like, but God would make it so loud, or he might say this, and God would like, no, he's saying, I'll see you later. What? Oh God. And so I just started writing because now I can laugh at them. On the time I was going through, I was crying. I was, I would go to work. I had riders go to work. Oh, we would laugh and have a good time and drop them off and come home, lock the house and go in the house and just cry. Come back at it the next morning, out and do it again. And so Pastor Byrne, she published it for me, got it published and everything, her and Dr. David. And I read it almost every couple of months myself to go back over it. I wanted to date so bad. I was dating, and this in the book, I was dating, not even dating him, was going out with him, and he had been in and out of jail. He had, oh my God, probably about 8 kids at the time, different women, but he liked me. And so we had went to a house party. And when I walked in with him, I was all excited that night, all the family, most of the family, the children were in the kitchen where the food and stuff was, but in the living room, well, you come through the living room, but in the dining room was the older, mature matriarchs of the family. And so me and him walked in, and the ladies just stopped me. Now, there's other women in the kitchen with the men and whatever, but the woman stopped me and she said, "What are you doing with him?" And so you have your reason. Oh, he's nice. He's not like that. And they would say, he done been locked up. He got 1,000 kids. he. And I said, oh, he's all right. That's not who he is with me. Because you want to prove them wrong. You want to just prove them wrong. And the end of that chapter, in the end of that chapter, when you read it, it says we were in a position one time. It was a Sunday, and I went to pick him up, and I wasn't picking him up from church or for church. I was picking him up out of a drug house, and he was at a truck making an actual deal. And so I was standing across the street waiting for him to come. And when he came across the street, he put his arm around me and said, "Come on, let's start walking." And I was like, "Why?" And the man was hollering and screaming. I said, "What is he calling you?" He said, "No, just walk, because I just gagged him. Which in that world meant I just sold him some fake stuff." And if I could really look at today, if it was this year, this time that the world is in, I would have been dead, because nobody cared now about shooting you.
Right.
So that gentleman just was the grace of God that we walked away from that. And so I remember saying to myself, "Girl, what are you doing with him?" That was the question in the beginning. And even somewhere in that chapter, his sister, we went to the house. His sister like, "Don't you work and don't you do that? What you doing with him?" So until you hear it, until you begin to see it,
yes,
you won't make a change. But when you begin to see it, the freedom that comes with it, the freedom that comes with the joy. See, your joy is real joy. It's not because I'm in the car with a man. Hey, I got a man. The joy is I'm who I am in Christ without a man for this season.
Yes.
But I had to get to that place. God, I had to get to that place. And so sometimes when I read it over, I was like, oh, I forgot. I forgot about that.
Yes.
In college.
Yes.
Shoplifting for a man, but this is the funny part because I got arrested. And so when I called back to the family, I couldn't remember if I had told them that I got arrested because I had marijuana in my pocket, which I thought was an easier story than to say I got shot. So, I got arrested for shoplifting. So when we wrote the book, if you read it, it says, now my family know what the true story is, because I couldn't remember what I had called back, because I had just turned old enough that I didn't have to call home when I got arrested. And so we paid bail, got out, had to go back to court, whatever. But just all because I wanted love. And the gentleman that I was stealing the keychain for, it had his name on it. He ain't even probably know I liked him or really even cared. But when you don't know who you are, But today, I thank God
Yes.
for who He has called me to be in Him. In Him.
Yes.
Like He only has the best for me. He only wants the best for me.
Only wants the best. We about to help somebody else out again. Pastor Byrne, you said it clear, girl. What you doing? Because you said that one of the matriarchs was saying, "What are you doing with him?"
Yeah.
A sister said, "What are you doing with him?"
Yes.
And sometimes somebody is saying that to us, and we don't want to hear it. Or they just hating on me. He loved me. I've never seen him act like that. He's a different person with me. I guess he is.
Yeah.
He's trying to make sure he got a roof over his head. You're going to keep on giving him the benefits that he's getting from you. But sometimes we have to listen, because sometimes a warning, the red flag, I wish I had a red flag, is flying. And you're like, oh, look at the flag, sis, bruh. Because this happens to our ladies and our gents.
It does, yes. Yeah.
Well, what are you doing? We have to be careful in that. Because sometimes we're in situations, why? Because, oh, they love me.
Yeah.
But what does love look like? Is it the love that you really want? Mm-hmm. Or are we settling?
Yeah.
And then we get upset like, well, you sent this no. I told you to leave that alone.
Yes. Yeah.
I sent many signs to say this was not the one.
Yes. And we have blurred vision. We have blurred vision because God is, our eyesight is supposed to be 20/20, but a lot of times we're looking at it through 10%. Yeah, they do care for me, but God is trying to show you that 90% that's really real about that person.
Yes.
He's really trying to show you, but because you so determined to prove to everybody else he's not who they said he was. Or he's going to be different with me. And so what you have to begin to decide is when you become different, when I begin to change and when I begin to say, no, you can't come over here, or whatever that no was, they begin to say something was wrong with me now.
Come on.
What's wrong with you?
Come on.
Nothing's wrong with me. I'm getting to an understanding that this is not what I want. This is not what I like. Did you ever see the movie, The Runaway Bride?
Yes.
Oh, remember that guy said he made all of those different eggs. Then he said, now which one do you really like? Because she only liked the egg that the man that she was seeing liked at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He said, do you even know what egg you like?
Come on.
And he made her, I don't know, it was like 8-9 different eggs on the table. Said, now which one? It's like, God, what do I like? And when I begin to realize what I like, it was none of that. None of those things that I was doing, none of the things that was happening. It's like, God. Man, and so the freedom, that's why I talk about the freedom of being who you are. I travel. I love 20 years traveling with my same travel partner, Chiffon Prince, and being able to do stuff,
Yes.
We out.
Yes.
We out. And we talk about when we all get married, we all gonna be out together, husbands, and we all be on trips together. But I love to travel. I love to laugh. My God, I can go and sit down and have dinner my own self now. I was paying for it before,
right?
And then they want to tell me how I couldn't order it, because I love to order my dessert first. Like, it's a place I go, and I always say, can I bring me out my rice?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need your. If I'm paying for it, order the way I want to order.
Absolutely. And if that's how you want it, that's how you want it. Because it's actually, that's your business. But being careful, because again, what does love look like? What does it look like for you? It also reminds me of Coming to America. She's like, whatever you like, whatever you like. Yeah. And then he didn't even want her. Right. Now, this is the thing though. The good thing is that he was aware to know, I don't want you. I'm not going to play with you. I'm going to move.
Yes.
We get caught up with some jokers. It's like, and like, oh, I got it. No, we have to know what it is that we want. We got to know what we like, because if we don't, we will settle for anything. Yes. And Belinda said a great imitation comes before the real thing.
Always, yes.
Yeah.
One of the things Pastor Dave taught the singles years ago. Years ago, and I hear it all the time in my ear. If you raise the standard, and he wants you, he's going to raise this. He's going to meet that standard.
He's going to reach that standard.
He's going to reach that standard because he wants you.
Yes.
And see, we're so used to running after them, pursuing them, and he's gonna be at the water cooler at 9:00. I'm gonna be there at 9 a.m. too. No. You be where God called you to be. That's why he said this season of our life as singles, our concerns are the concerns of Christ Jesus.
Yes.
How I may please God. And while I'm pleasing him, he said he got me. He got me. But this season of this book came from, just the things I did, and I get to laugh at them now, like, wow, okay.
Oh, but it's a process. And friends.
Yes.
Oh, this is good. She said, God speaks loud, but we try to make it fit.
Yeah.
And friends, ladies, I'm going to talk to the ladies for a second. Because I guess the guys do this. I don't know what your thing is, but I'm a female, so I know what it is that we do. And sometimes it's a shoe that we like and we want to wear it. But if that thing ain't fitting right, you're not going to be able to make it through praise and worship if you're at church, one. Because you're standing up doing praise and worship at our church. You're not going to make it. If you got to walk, you're not going to make it. So friends, get a bigger shoe. Just upgrade to the next size.
Yes.
If the pants, okay, God, you may hear this. Your pants, they not getting up there. You got to jump in your jeans, jump in your pants. That's uncomfortable, especially if you go to eat, because after you think that you was full before you even started eating, because the buckle wasn't doing what you needed to do. And sometimes we can't keep trying to make stuff fit. It's like a bad puzzle piece. You got a jacked up puzzle on the wall. They be like, yes, I guess it's pretty. Don't look like the box. Why? Because we were trying to make pieces fit. And when you're trying to make pieces fit, you're doing yourself damage.
Yes.
God wants you to be comfortable.
Yes.
He said,
he knows
lessons. So
he knows who you are. He know how he created you. He know what will make you smile. He know what will please your heart. Why wouldn't you wait for who God created for you?
Why?
It's like, buying a bicycle in a box, and the bike take 2 wheels, but you open the box, it had 1 wheel. You gonna go get another wheel, and then you got a car wheel now on the bike, and it's not gonna do the same thing.
Not gonna do the same thing.
It's not. You can stay in it forever and be just as miserable as you want to be.
Come on.
Until you put the pieces of that God is showing you in your life together. He said all things work together. That's my daily scripture. God, you said all things work together. Wow. You said I could come to you boldly. I can really talk to Jesus. Sometimes I'll be sitting at the table working, and he'll just give it right to me. Something about the job, he'll give me the answer. Yes. So you don't think he hear my heart about wanting to be married? My God. Wow.
Pastor Bird, ain't nobody asked you to put this. So I hit the wrong one. The blessing is in the waiting.
And that's the word. That's
it is a word, but you don't want to be hearing that. Why? Because again, we want that microwave. We want it to come fast. But it's something different about putting something in the oven versus putting something in the microwave. Those two dinners are nice, but if you got a good meal that then went on the stove and in the oven,
my God,
you gotta trust the process, friends. And I'm telling myself this too, because again, sometimes I get frustrated, irritated, agitated. But because I trust him. Yeah. He has never failed me. I could tell you stories of how I was at a job and they were like, the program was closing, and I went to an interview. They hired me that same day. Yeah. Another program I was with, something happened. I got another job, and then that program dissolved. Why? Because God was concerned about me. And if he was making sure that was good, he continued to make sure a roof was over my head.
Yes.
He's concerned about all those areas, and we got to trust him, because if not, we're making something fit that ain't the thing. And then you said about how, like, running around trying to be, he going to be at the water fountain at this time, so I got to be there. And then you're missing out on what was for you because you're trying to follow that. And it was like, and then you find out, I've been here a couple of times. What? I come here all the time. Why? Because you're trying to snip up something else that ain't yours. Yeah. So just be where you're supposed to be. Trust the process. There is a blessing in the waiting.
And that's the word I think that we have to really take heed of, like really say, God, I really do trust you.
Yes.
I really do trust you. I'm not going to just do what I feel I want to do and then ask you to bless it anymore.
Yes.
I'm going to trust you. I'm going to move when you say move. I'm going to go where you say go. And the peace, that's why I keep talking about that thing. My scriptures, the peace that surpasses all understanding.
All understanding.
It really do, like, wow. And I don't have to give everybody an answer. I
Mm-hmm.
really don't have to give everybody an answer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't.
You don't.
So I'm okay. Like,
Yes.
you're not married yet? Nope, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's
sometimes I say, not yet. They
something.
say, oh, when's the date? I said, don't know. But it's also, I said, I don't know the day yet. It's also like, I'm going away in August. I know I'm going on a cruise. It's
Mm-hmm.
already paid for. We ready to go.
Yes.
But people say, well, where are you going? The truth is, I can't tell you where I'm going because Chiffon booked the trip. I
Yeah.
know she did tell me I'm going to one of my favorite places, Cozumel. But
Yes.
after that, but guess where I'll be in August on the cruise.
That's it. That's
So
it.
that's God said, if you just trust me,
Mm.
if you just trust me, I hear you. I hear you calling on me. I incline my ear to you, so I know your heart's desires.
Mm.
So can you rest in that? Not like, okay, God, look,
Whew.
you see that one over there, Jesus? What about him? What about him?
Mm.
God already know.
Ah,
God already know.
he
But
already
that's
knows.
where we have to settle our spirits
Yes.
to
Yes.
understand his will for our life.
Indeed. 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 Yes, Mama Wanda. This is a whole empowerment session. So I pray.
Yeah.
Actually, I already know that you guys that are listening and my friends that are tuned in are enjoying this.
Yeah.
And again, I always watch it again because I just enjoy it. Because those pieces of really trusting the process, not losing yourself in the process.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were sharing that, we've all been in that situation where we thought that this person, place, or thing was it.
Mm-hmm.
We're paying for stuff for the person, place, or thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going broke for that person, place, or thing. We're not even doing the stuff that we like of it because we just trying to be with them, be in the crowd. And sometimes this is friends too. It's not always romantic relationships. Sometimes it's friends. Sometimes it's
Oh yeah,
job.
it talks about in the book. It says, and I'm not just talking about in relationship. I'm talking about in friends. You got to do a friendship checkup
Come on.
every so often.
Yes.
Are we still, heading the same direction? Are we still speaking life? And
Yes.
what is God doing? And I thank God for who He has said. One of the things Dr. Day says all the time is that you know the love of Christ by the friends and the gifts that He puts in your life. And so you want to unwrap the gift. You want to be able to celebrate the gift and be a part of the gift's life. And so I just thank you because I'm telling you, like, I love the change in my life.
Yeah.
I know I was headed to hell. I know.
Come on.
I know that I don't even understand sometimes when I'm leading worship or when Pastor Dave releases me to release a word that God, you using me.
Yes.
It's like, do you I'm talking like, God, do you remember?
Yes.
He's like, no, I don't.
Mm.
You don't need to remember anymore. And so now I just live freely. I just love him and I thank him. And it's days when it's like, okay, God, I don't understand it, but I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go get in the bed. I'm just gonna go lay down and you got it.
Yes.
Because there's been too many nights that I've been up. It's been too many nights that I just crying because they didn't say it the right way or they didn't come back like they said it was. And God was like, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And so and I, when I walk down that aisle, it's just He's gonna just be another sign to the world.
Yes.
You can trust God.
Yes. Yes.
Trust Him. And so that's why the book is titled, I Brought Dinner at the Cost of Me, because I was the only one paying. I was paying with my heart. God, I was paying with my mind. I couldn't think straight. Jeez, I was paying with every part of me. I had a daughter at that time, and long as she ate and went in her room, that was the best I could do at those times. But when I realized how much it was costing me, every time I got up out of a compromising position, how much I left there. And so God was like, no, it's a new season. It's a new season. It's a new season.
When I realized how much it was costing me.
Come on. Yeah. At the cost of me. We don't think, we don't sometimes think as women when we lay down and we get up, we think we done showed them something new or whatever, and we done left us there. See, they're depositors. We walk away with this tie. So God, no, you just like the next one. If he's not looking for a wife, if he's not looking for a mate, And you got to begin to notice, and you got to not be scared to say, as you're beginning out in friendships or whatever, this is what I'm looking for. I don't want, we ain't gonna do years down the line to see if this is my intention. This is my direction. But see, I used to be scared. In the book, I used to say, I don't want to tell them what I want, because what if they can't fulfill it? Then they don't need me. So I'll just take what they give me and say I'm good.
Yes.
But God was like, no. So.
This has been amazing. I love these kind of conversations all the time. I thank you for coming and being transparent and sharing so many great nuggets. Wow. I thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure. It's been awesome for me too, because like I said, I still read my book maybe once a month to go over to remind myself when I see someone else, not to be so hard, to love on them, because I was loved through it. So.
What is something that you want our viewers and listeners to walk away with?
Wow. I just want you to first get into a Bible-believing, Bible-teaching church that loves the people to the place where they know they're becoming all that God called them to be. I want you to love yourself so much that you will not settle for anything less than what God has for you. And I know that's hard because, like you just said, we're getting up in age, or we thinking, but love yourself enough to say, God is, to talk to God. Say, okay, God, he is cute, Jesus. And he did say amen in church, but let me know.
Yes.
Please let me know, if he's the one. Should I even pursue a friendship? If, what I mean? I'm not chasing, but if he should say something to me, should I pursue this? You talk to God. He wants to give you every answer. He wants to show you, oh my God, he wants to show you what he really does have for you. But trust him. Get into a church where you have groups that, we have high impact women. You have the women's groups. You have where you can go places on Friday nights and not think, I'm home alone again. No, no, our church is having this, and Wednesday night, our whole church was out bowling.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
I'm out. Where you at tonight? Oh, I'm down at the waterfront. We walking around evangelizing.
Yes.
Somewhere where you can feel fulfilled.
Yes.
And when that person he has for you come along, then you're at a better place to now say. See, I think sometimes, I always laugh with Pastor Dave. I said, Pastor Dave, when he does come along, do I have to go through all them counseling classes? Because I've been part of, tailor-made marriage. She's like, well, at least he gonna have to go through counseling, elder. I said, okay, all right, because we think we're ready.
Yeah.
But you won't know until he comes, and you start like, oh wow, I'm thinking like that. Because we haven't had that experience before. So we think we're ready. Oh, I'm saved, I'm sanctified. Oh, I know what I won't do. Not if you haven't been tested in it for a while. So just get into a church that you can trust what God is doing in that church. You can see where they're going, and that you have ministries that you can be a part of to grow and to just be, they're growing you up to be all who God has called you to be. And make sure you love it. You love what you're doing. So that's just my word for the people. Amen.
So good. Yes, friends, if your church has a women's ministry, men's ministry, be sure to connect with those ministries because those groups are really impactful and powerful.
Yes.
Even the couples ministry, because those that are married, you need to check up sometimes. And I like a piece of what you're saying of the counseling. And sometimes you feel like you're ready, but because that person has had a different walk from your walk. And then you're like, oh, we're going to get married. And you feel like, wait, this might not have been. The counselor helps us to talk about some things that we thought wasn't important and find out, oh, that's how you feel. And you find out how you feel related to that to know how y'all work that out. Okay. So again, we normalizing all of those things because it's good to talk to people. But be sure to definitely connect with a grouping, some of your friends that get together, but also doing an evaluation to know, should they still be around? Should they not still be around? And that's a process too. Yes. But not losing yourself in the process.
Not losing yourself, no. Yeah.
In the process. Friends, I do hope that you enjoyed this evening. This was awesome. Powerful, wasn't she?
Wow.
And yes, don't settle. Love yourself enough. Friends, love yourself enough.
Yes.
We talked about crying out. If you're feeling like you're tired, overwhelmed, frustrated, irritated, agitated, cry out. Get that support that you need.
Yes.
This was really, really good. Again, I do truly thank you so much for joining us on this evening.
Thank you.
And may you have a great evening.
Yes. Thank y'all.
Yes.
Good night.
Oh, friends. That was amazing, friends. I hope that you really enjoyed yourselves on this evening. This was really good. You know, wanting to be a Toys R Us kid, we finding out that maybe being an adult is not too hard either, huh? Don't forget our quote of the day. If you have the ability to love yourself first. And that's by Charles. I'm going to say B because I don't want to mess up his last name. But if you have the ability to love yourself first. And friends, we always share that self-care is not selfish. You got to take care of you. You got to know what it is that you enjoy, what it is that you like, and not settle for anything less. And it's not making you bougie. It's not making you stuck up or whatever word people want to put with that. You have to know your worth. Okay? Just like you know what kind of car you want to drive, what kind of car you may not want to drive. You know, some people want it where you got to roll it up. Some people want it with the electric. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is, how you like, you embrace who it is that you are. Friends, again, I do hope that you enjoyed it this evening. I love each and every one of you. I'm walking away with so many nuggets, and I hope the same for you. Be sure to join us next week as we close out our Life Be Lifin series with the amazing Tanisha Harris for Healing and Hope. Yo, this guest is going to be thebomb.com. I met her when I lived in Maryland. She's a singer. You may have seen her in some shows and things of that sort, but Healing and Hope, she's going to come and empower and strengthen us as we close out our Life Be Lifin. Friends. If you're tired, overwhelmed, call out to somebody. Reach out to somebody. Send me a message if you need to be connected with somebody. Go to your local church, talk to the pastor there. And again, if ever you feel like you're talking to somebody and they're not helping you the way you need to be helped, go to somebody else. Don't give up. Keep on trying. Another part that I love that she said, she talked about losing yourself. You lose yourself when you're in the wrong place. Friends, if you're in the wrong place, you know it. You can feel it. Don't get in that shoe that's too small. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to live. I want you to love. I want you to enjoy this thing called life. I do love and appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you so much for joining us. I hope to see you next week here. Love you. Be encouraged. Have an amazing week. Until next time. Good night.
Friends, we thank you for joining Jen Cares this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Unable to watch us live? Be sure to find us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also visit our website, chozencounselors.com. That's Chozen with a Z, so that you can stay in the know and most of all, never miss a show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. Most of all, be sure to tune in for our next episode next Monday at 8 p.m. right here as we specialize in bringing the community to you.